Welcome to the Quantum Revenue Expansion Podcast. My name is Ursula, and I'm a sales expert, strategic business coach, and USA Today bestselling author. I love sharing strategies that show you exactly how to turn your annual revenue into your monthly revenue. If you're looking to take a quantum leap in your revenue or sales, your team, your productivity, your success, and your life, then you are meant to be here. My goal in every episode is to help you take your belief that it's possible to 2x or 10x your revenue while working way less to knowing that it is happening right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Quantum Revenue Expansion, the podcast where we talk about turning your annual revenue into your monthly revenue. I'm super excited to have our special guest here today. She's one of our CEO table members. She's been hanging out with us a while, and we're going to be talking about how to find hidden money in your business. Yes, so get ready to take some notes. I have the very amazing Karen Widas here with us today. And again, get ready to find some money. So Karen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to you. Anytime we can talk about money is fun for me. And I have so many questions for you because you've been unearthing money in your business. You've been helping clients unearth their money. You've been doing so many things. So before I introduce Karen, hold tight for a moment, just a couple things. If you haven't yet, you definitely want to grab our free gift. It's our free guide on how to grow your multi-six and seven-figure business. It's a scaling roadmap. All the details are in the show notes below. So definitely grab that if you haven't, want to make sure I said that. So with that, let me tell you about Karen. Karen makes credit card processing sexy. That's all I'm going to say. She is with a company called CoCar. She works one-on-one with her clients to understand their business and their customers to provide tailored payment processing solutions. Karen starts by analyzing your credit card processing statements and identifying where you may be paying too much in fees and where you can save money. From there, she will discuss your wants and needs, and if it's a good fit, she'll set up your business with the right processing solution. Karen has also discovered other hidden money that I'm not going to share with you yet. We're going to save that until a little bit toward the end. But there's another opportunity to find even more money in your business, whether it's fees or whether it's money that needs to come back to you. First though, Karen, first of all, it's such an honor to know you. You bring so much joy to everything you do. Whenever you're at the CEO table, I just feel this joy emanating from you. You care about others. You care about your customers. It's like you just have this integrity and authenticity about you that people love. So I want our listeners to know that about you and how you help your customers. Like if it's not the right thing for them, you tell them. And like, especially in the world of money, that's so critical because sometimes we just don't know. So Karen, tell us a little bit about your background. What brought you into this part of the business world? And what do you love about credit card processing?
Because I don't think anybody ever said, I love credit card processing. It's not like a sentence you hear.
But you do, which is why I love it.
I do.
It's costing people money. So tell us more.
I do. I have always been good at math. That's always kind of been my sweet spot in school. And I went to Michigan Tech University for electrical engineering, where I graduated with my W degree, and went and worked in the corporate world for 17 years and loved all of my jobs, loved the people I worked with, and just found myself in a position and an opportunity to start my own business. And from the things that I've learned of the great people I worked with, I started custom software development for companies that couldn't buy anything off the shelf but wanted something specific. So that totally appealed to me. I love programming, I love coding, all of it. And so I started getting into that. And as I was networking, because now I'm on my own, and people need to know what I'm doing. So I started networking, and through the networking, I met a gentleman that said, hey, I need to use your skill set for one of my customers. And he was in the credit card processing and he needed some technical expertise. And so we started talking and we continued to talk. And he's like, you be really good at this job. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm good where I'm at. But the more we discussed it, the more I thought, well, wait a minute here. I see what you're doing. All of these numbers, all these calculations, all this figuring out of, what's the bottom line. I'm like, I think I could do that. And there's so much technology involved with it. I'm like, I don't know why I'm saying no to this. So let's do this. So I joined his team, and there's two owners of our office, and so I just fantastic people. There's so much integrity and faith and the team concept. It's maybe overstated, but having worked with them for 13, 14 years now, there's never been a time where I did not feel part of the team, where I never felt excluded from everything. They're fantastic. They share everything. They're very transparent, which is really unique in this industry. So eventually, my custom programming, I just kind of did not renew contracts and just powered forward with this. And I love everything about it. I really do.
What do you love about it?
I like the math, for one. There's very concrete rules and ideas and how things work in this credit card industry, and being able to dig into statements to find out what's hidden or what's being revealed or what's good. I mean, there are statements I've come across that the customers they're in great shape with what they've got going on. And that's always a nice thing to tell them too. Hey, you're really well off here. Stick with what you're doing. It's all good.
Yeah.
Being able to find things that would help that business by finding those hidden fees, maybe getting them on something more efficient that's eventually going to help their business so they can grow their business more, whether it's through time savings, a more efficient system, ease, less admin work, and very much so the reducing their credit card processing fees.
Okay. So you've said a couple, let's unpack a little bit here. First of all, you love math, you love hearing, and you love the corporate world and credit card processing. Many things I've never heard a lot of people say, especially not in order. So this is really fun. So now we're getting a sense of how your brain works, Karen. So we know, Karen, that you are super smart. Most entrepreneurs that I meet aren't like, I love the numbers. Like, that's kind of a wrestling match. They tend to be leading the company. They're good at sales. They're good maybe at the business side. The math side, though, is like, wow, I don't want to look at the numbers. And so listen, entrepreneurs, business owners, the more people we can have like Karen on our team, the more people that like numbers that can be looking at our numbers with us, the more powerful. So, so you do make credit card processing very sexy, very interesting. And I'm going to dig into that in a moment, because I think people are going to be surprised to see what might be going on over there. But before we do that, this last year, 2023, really toward the end of 2023, we at the CEO table saw you unearthing, I would call hidden opportunity in some ways, hidden money even. And we don't have to go into the detail of what the opportunities are. I wanted to talk about that shift for you of, setting that expansive money goal, right? Like really expanding your quantum revenue goal and what you want to bring into the business, having no idea where it could sure come from, right? Where it was all going to come from, maybe some clues. And then seeing this money start to show up from kind of an unexpected place, and also expanding in other areas. And of course, you using your amazing brain to, engineer, of course, what was happening. Walk us through that a little bit. Like, for entrepreneurs who are out there who have set an expansive revenue goal, but maybe are feeling frustrated, I have no idea. I just want to know where it's going to come from. How were you able to kind of just set the goal and stay in faith that it was possible, that it was out there, that could happen?
I found myself almost beating my head against a wall. It's like the same thing all the time, not ever feeling like I'm getting anywhere. And I had to, it was just, I sat back and I said, what do I love? What do I love doing? What can I get lost in for hours where I don't remember to eat lunch? That's
Yeah.
what I want to do. And when I sat back and I thought about it, I said, I love programming. I love technology. I love organizing, compartmentalizing, finding efficiencies. But the bottom line is technology, making it useful, making it easy, and implementing it for others. So that could be a customer, that could be a team member.
Yeah.
And when I stepped back and I realized that, and I love credit card processing, I don't like sales. How many times have you heard me say that? I don't like sales.
Yeah.
I need a team that can help me with sales because that is not where my strength is.
Yeah.
I see it. Marketing is difficult for me. Numbers are concrete. I get those, love those. Technology, I can work with that. So when I sat back and thought about that, all of a sudden I thought, well, wait a minute, I can use this skill set. I can use what I love to do and bring it to others in a way that's going to bring me more revenue by doing what I love and still being able to do the credit card processing. So that's resulted in just some great stuff and being able to help our team and growing what we're using and how we can make it easier for our team to work together, communicate, keep track of things, and just looking for other opportunities. So it really just came down to, what do you love? Well, credit card processing, technology. I was missing something in between, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's really closer to me than I thought. It was right there and I never saw it. So
Yeah. Well, I love a couple of things. I love that you kept the faith, even though it was like you knew there was more opportunity, but you weren't sure where. But you just kept looking, and you asked powerful, open-ended questions. We forget that when we ask powerful, open-ended questions, we get answers. So I love that you're like, how can I do the things that I really love? And as business owners, it's okay to admit out loud what we don't like doing in our business, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, and we can find people who are better than us or who can help us or who can support those things so we can really focus on our genius work. And in your case, that's really about technology and numbers and working with customers directly. So yeah, that was just amazing. And for those of you who are listening, I want to remind you to not give up on your quantum revenue goal. The way to get there exists around you. It might, like in Karen's case, show up in an unexpected way. And it might show up in a way that's been there for a while. And that's okay. And it's also quite magical when you see it, because once you know that, once Karen, just experienced that, it's a great reminder that any intentions or goals that you've set are already unfolding around you. Sometimes we have to ask those open-ended questions. Sometimes we just have to take the next step and trust that it's still happening. So beautiful. So thank you. So that's kind of part one. Like here, Karen shared such a beautiful way of finding hidden money that's in the business by staying committed to your quantum revenue goal and following the trail, following the path, asking open-ended questions to see what's there. Secondarily, for a living, Karen gets to use math, and like 90% of the audience, maybe only 80%, but they're going, math. Like, Karen loves math. I got to know Karen. By the way, math is my son's favorite subject now. It was never mine. And I just want to give a shout out to all the teachers. I'm guessing you had some pretty good teachers at some point who must have supported you in math, because all of a sudden it's his favorite subject. So shout out to Miss Anderson. We love you. Who teach us to love math. So you love math and you work with your customers. Do you prefer calling them customers or clients? Karen, remind me. Or do you kind of use that?
I use it interchangeably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call them customers. So you connect with the customer and walk us through the process. So we all pretty much in the world today we have credit cards. We take credit cards in our company. We have a credit card processing system, and we pay for that. We pay for that by fees that come out that we don't really necessarily see right? Like you kind of got to dig through your P&L or through your bank account too to be like, what? And
Mhm.
then look at your reports, right? Like you got to be paying attention to that. And I think most of us are not. I don't know if there's any statistics on that. So I'm curious about that. Like, how many people are paying attention, Karen? And then what do you do when you're looking at a statement or helping one of your customers find these hidden fees?
Usually I like to sit down and have a conversation and establish a relationship. That's important to me. I know for some they don't necessarily need that, and if they don't want that, that's okay too. But I do want to know what your business is,
Yeah.
what you're doing,
Why
how
does that matter? Why does that matter to you? Because I think that really differentiates you from some of the bigger companies that are out there.
because what a mom and pop retail store is going to need or want or grow into is what they're selling, how they're selling it, and who they're selling to.
Yeah.
If they're just a little store and they get walk-in customers and it's just some, bits and bobbles, they're going to need one setup. If they're a fairly larger store and maybe they need to do inventory and they want to sell online, that's going to be another setup. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of pieces that go into it, which is my job to figure out what those pieces are and present a solution that's going to be easy, make sense, and grow with your business.
Yeah. And
So, yeah,
keep going. So yeah, so you want to know what they do. You're going to develop a relationship, and because you want to make sure you understand because they're going to have different needs. So here's what I'm super curious about. Like thinking about all the customers you've worked with through the years. Can you think of one or two where you were blown away by the fees they were paying and maybe they had no idea? Like it was kind of a shock to them. You don't have to share details of them, but like anything that kind of sticks out in your mind because I want people to understand what the potential could be for them.
I was referred to a restaurant, and I don't typically do restaurants, but I always follow up on referrals. And this was a local establishment, and he shared a statement. And when I looked at it, I thought, I can't be seeing this right. And I said, I know I can save you money just by looking at the statement. I said, but I'm going to run an analysis and I'm going to make sure. And I had another set of eyes look at it with me because you miss things, right? But, and the savings were too big for me I was like, hey, I don't know about this. So I went through it and had some other people look at, somebody else I work with look at it. And they're like, no, you got it right. And I brought it back to the customer and I said, I can cut your fees in half. You're paying
Oh,
$3,600 a month. I can cut it down to $1,800 a month. You know, I said it's gonna be right around there. And he's like, are you serious? And I said, yes, and here's why. And so I laid it all out in his statement. And so we did some digging, and he was already using a point of sale, but we were going to be able to integrate with it. And I had some other team members that were going to be able to help me with that. And so I was fortunate to earn his business, got him all set up and running. And after the first full month of processing, I went back and I was holding my breath. I'm like, okay, I got to look at his statement and see what we got going on here. And sure enough, it was exactly what I told him. I cut it in half.
you saying to him, I just did the math because I'm like not like you, Karen. And anyway, it's like I was about you saved him $21,600 a year.
A year.
20 grand for a restaurant who runs on what, a 10% margin? I don't even know, not a lot.
I don't know, but I can also say that, this isn't when I've seen restaurant numbers for how much they process every month. This isn't a 6-figure per month restaurant.
Wow.
They're not doing over 100,000. They are doing less than 100,000. And I don't
Wow.
know 99.
And this is a smaller restaurant.
Yes.
It's astronomical.
Yep.
Wow. So Are there any specific businesses that you do work with, that you don't work with? Are there certain industries that are just more fun for you or easier? Or tell us about that. Who do you work with?
I enjoy working with cash-based um, wellness facilities. So cash-based physical therapists, cash-based chiropractors. Um, I kind of got into that space accidentally because of my oldest daughter. She and her husband have a physical therapy performance clinic. And she's like, I need processing. And I said, let's get you set up. And man, I love there's something about working with that industry because there's such a deep desire to help their customers with what they're doing, be more healthy. And so to be part of that. And so since then, I've been able to bring on a lot more of these cash-based practices. I love it. So that's a really great one. Auto repair, auto parts, is just something that I also fell into. And usually the people that I work with in those, they're just, they just get down to brass tacks. I love that. That works.
Yeah.
For me. B2B, which is more business to business. So manufacturers, wholesalers, distributors. So when you're in that space and your other customers are businesses, they're going to be using corporate cards, business cards. And there's a lot we can do to make things less expensive for you if that's what, if that's the kind of business that you're running. And a lot of times all these businesses are going to have e-commerce. They're going to have online. And I love working with online as well. That's the e-commerce space. Very technical. Love it. It's very fun. And with a lot of these businesses, the other big part of that is to create these efficiencies and make things easier for them. A lot of these businesses are using QuickBooks as their accounting software. And we have a couple of really great QuickBooks integration systems that make things easier, smoother, just less work.
Okay. Which you can also support them with. So so for someone who's out there, who's listening out in the world right now, thinking, gosh, Karen might be able to save me some money. Is there any industries that you don't work with? Or Karen, is there like a minimum revenue amount that makes sense to have you look at it versus not?
The only businesses, of course, right now we cannot do cannabis, until it's like there's ways that it can be done, but not necessarily in the traditional sense. So I would say not that right now. Nothing that's related to the adult industry. I'm going to say no to that. Yes, I can place them. No, I prefer not to. It's just what we've decided. Really past that, there's not a lot. We can do firearms. We can do online firearms, believe it or not. We can do CBD. That is one that we can do, and high risk. So there's a lot of industries out there that are considered high risk, and we have options for that, really good options for that. So if you've been told you're high risk, let's talk about it, find out why you've been told that, what the reasons are. Sometimes it's just a startup company that wants to do all e-com and somebody won't take them because it's too risky. And I understand the risks associated, but that doesn't mean it's not a viable business plan and that somebody won't take it. So,
okay. And any minimum like monthly revenue amounts would make sense?
Not usually. I would say for it to really start to make a difference, if we're looking at a minimum of $20,000 a month in processing fees.
Yeah, that's fair. Got it. Okay. So at the very end, Karen's going to tell you more about how you can book a 30-minute free consultation with her and what that would look like and how she would review your statement, see if you have hidden fees and how much you could save. But before we get there, there's one other area, Karen, that you started talking about this year, and it's been super interesting, like being on the back end of it, kind of like in your community, learning and more about it. So tell us about this other new opportunity that came across your way that you're helping business owners with.
So there was a case brought against Visa and MasterCard and card issuing banks, the banks that issue credit cards, about unfair practices related to interchange. And that lawsuit was settled to the tune of between $5 and $6 billion. That is now needing to go back to merchants that were processing credit cards between January 1st of 2004 through January 25th of 2019. So a 15-year time span. If you are or were a business owner that processed credit cards in that time frame, you are eligible for the settlement, for a portion of the settlement. And I mean, that's amazing. Here's money that's coming back to you that you didn't know, that was going to be owed to you, which is fantastic. I just got one from Apple for like $90, right? It was something that I had signed up for a while ago, like free money. There was a class action lawsuit and signed up for it. Like, I got money. Mine wasn't much, but didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, just to understand, like, what for certain size, any ideas, like if you had clients who've started to get money back or what people can expect?
So what they can expect is there's three options for merchants. They can do nothing and just ignore it and get no payout. You can go to the official court website and you can fill out and do it all on your own. And you don't have to pay anybody to do it. It's just, you do it on your own, all of your things. The third option is you can work through us and we will handle all of it.
Wow.
I mean, there is a 25% commission that's earned off of whatever it is that's settled in your favor. But all you need to do is fill out a basic form that's got your name, your business name, your email address, your title for the business, and then you're going to get an email that's going to ask you to enter your EIN. And again, this could be a closed business, but if you had a business running that and you had an EIN, you enter that, you sign the agreement. I mean, it's a couple clicks and you're done. And then that has to be completed by May 31st. And then after that, there will be, the court system they'll figure out how much people are owed based on the amount that they processed, and then you'll receive your funds.
Well, that sounds so easy. And especially business owners, you can go and figure it out yourself. Not me. I like the book, Who Not How. Who can help me do this? Oh, Karen and her company. All right. So it's on my list of things to get done, Karen. I'm super curious about it. And it's funny, I opened my first business in 2004. So it's like, whoa, like I was open. I was accepting credit cards all the way back then. So I'm curious about that. So thank you, you and the company you're with for figuring out how to streamline stuff for people, right? And yes, you get a commission, as you should, because you're doing all the heavy lifting and we don't have to think about it. We just got to go like this and you can help us. So in the show notes, we will have how to first sign up for this if you want to find out if you have money coming back. And then second, there's going to be an opportunity to book time with Karen to go over your statement and your fees. So Karen, any parameters around that? So if someone's sitting out there wondering, like, do I have hidden credit card processing fees? What should they do to book with you?
They can go to my website, KarenWidas.com, and you can hit the contact me. You can give me a call. You can shoot me an email. All that information is on my site. And then you can send me your statement.
And we'll put that all in the show notes too. We'll make sure it's super easy for people to get to. So Karen, I asked you a lot of questions. We're at 30 minutes already. 30 minutes goes so fast. Did I miss anything that you wanted to share or that we should know about anything else about hidden money?
Anything else about hidden money? I guess you don't know what's hidden until somebody shows you that there was something hidden. And it's, as an example, I had a conversation with a referral and he said, I'm paying really low fees. I'm paying only 1.8%. It's fantastic. I said, I would love to see a statement because I want to see how you're priced and structured because I can learn something from that. And so he sent me a statement, and as it turned out, he was paying 3%. He didn't realize. So even sometimes when you think there's nothing hidden, there are. It's free to talk to me. There's no obligation whatsoever. I'm not a high pressure salesperson. It's not what I do. I can help you. If you don't want any help, we can have the conversation. You're not obligated. It's okay.
Yeah. In other words, book a time with Karen, go over your statement, send her your statement, have her look at it. If she can help you save money in your business, great. She will tell you. If she can help you get signed up for the credit card settlement and have extra money coming in from that, she's going to tell you that too. So, and I know your website is updated, so it's super easy to go on there and also sign up for the credit card settlement. So I know in business, we think sometimes either a couple things, right? Either we think we got it nailed, which most of the time we don't. It's good to have other eyes on our business all the time. Or second, which I know, we're so busy, we just keep going and we don't stop and say, hey, what else is going, what else could I do to really maximize the money that's coming in? What else could I do to streamline in my business right way? And this is one of those easy ways. And of course, everybody who hangs out with us at the CEO table are so in alignment with our values of integrity and community and creating freedom. And Karen is definitely one of those people. I laugh when she's like, I'm not a high pressure. Well, Karen, the truth is you don't have to sell anything, right? People can decide. It's do you want to save money or not? That's okay, right? It's done. It's no high pressure anything. Karen is going to take great care of you. So if you're wondering about this and you're feeling the pull, click on the show notes. Definitely check out the credit card settlement fees information. You can sign up for that immediately. And then you can also book a time to connect with Karen. Karen Widas, so fun to hang out with you. Thank you for all that you bring to the CEO table. Thank you for hanging out with us today on the Quantum Revenue Expansion podcast. And we want to wish you your most epic year yet.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
You can come back anytime. In fact, I think after the settlement comes through, we'll have to have you back and talk about it. Putting that out there. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of our world. I know lots of new people are coming into our Quantum Revenue Expansion community. So we just want to welcome you. And if you have any questions for us or any recommended topics that you want us to talk about, you can email us at contact@ursulainc.co. That's it for this week, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you loved what you heard, be sure to leave a review on iTunes so I know what you like and can create content that guides you to up-level your business even more. If you want more strategic business tips, follow me on social media. You'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And you can visit my website at www.ursulainc.co. I love being on this journey with you and can't wait to connect with you on the next episode. In the meantime, make this your most epic month yet.